Aile Strike Gundam. Hey again, Robert 184, 2Rs, 2Bs, Gundam.tk. Good to have you here for the next Excitement Embodied, the third real grade 1/144th scale. Released in 2011, it sells for 2,500 yen. Now, contrary to what you saw in the teaser, this isn't here to replace the high-grade Universal Century line, but just add to it with the technology that's just being downscaled from the master grades and perfect grades, and I have to say that I was a little bit pleased with their choice of going for something that's new but not too new, back to the early 2000s and the popular Strike Gundam from Gundam Seed. For a look around the shiny and obviously high-quality box, the one thing that I really like is that they're going to point out again that if you just line this and put on the stickers and the top coat, this is how it's going to look. This is not painted by a professional. You can get this right out of the box with very little effort, and that is a fantastic shot, of course, from the opening of the anime. Looking around, you can also have it launch, some details on the back, and some other details. Yes, it includes the famous head unit as seen in G-Savior, and some details like split fingers there, the armor schneiders, beam sabers, and a cool looking chest unit. To the other side, where again you're going to get an explanation of what the real grade line is all about, and then you're going to see probably the main feature for a lot of people is that you're going to have the advanced MS joints, which is basically the inner frame, and again it's all going to come off the one panel similar to the Char and Amuro Gundam. But you're going to get such details as a cockpit hatch that opens in 1/144th, that's impressive. The armor Schneider panels opening. You're going to get things that talks about its phase shift, that's probably a topic for a whole nother video. And then you're going to get the same realistic stickers that you've got with the earlier ones. In addition to being kind enough to give you one that's just lined, not painted by a pro, on the back they're going to show you one that's just put together. So this has no lining, does have the decals on, but you get an idea of just how many plates there are and that cool looking sticker sheet. And it looks like the effect is going to be pretty positive. I really haven't cracked the box. It's a little beat up, this one, but when you open it up, here's what you're going to get on the top. The A-plate, decals, white, black, red, the inner frame, more black, white, and the manual. I've always been a fan of the new yet old style of the Strike Gundam, which really is going back to be pretty classic. And when you look at this A-plate, I love it so far. The yellow on the V-fin looks detailed. The fact that you're going to get these yellow parts for the Aile backpack. The shield made up of this, a single piece giving you all three components of the yellow. Not a lot of blue in this kit, but you're going to get the pink beam sabers down there at the bottom. And over here, a little bit concerning that A, you're going to get a lot of detail on this backpack, but the channels are not very deep for lining. The advanced MS joints inside these real grades never cease to amaze me, and the legs look good here. You're going to have the manipulators down here with the separate 3-finger trigger finger split. I don't know if you guys had them fall off. I sure did for my Zaku and Gundam. The arms and elbows with the other set of manipulators are there, so hopefully you can avoid that problem just by using these. And the waist and everything else looking impressive in its detail. You know, considering how many different versions of the Strike there are, I wonder how many times this inner frame is going to get used again. I don't know who doesn't love a multicolored C plate, but you're going to get a different kind of red from what you saw in the A parts, and that's going to go mostly in the backpack. You've got white parts there, including the blades of the armored Schneiders up there, and clear parts for both the cameras and the weapons. D1 and D2 are a 1.5 plate, and when you look there, you're going to have all the parts that you need for the arms and legs over here. Sort of cool, again, on the box you may have seen that the gray parts are going to open up on the shoulders, which is a nice touch. Hallmark of the Strike, especially I think of the perfect grade when I see that. The shield is one large piece, although again that yellow piece is going to squeeze in there, and everything has channels and lines running over it. The side of the head is again made up of small parts. The V-fin is looking impressive and well sculpted, no poke your eye out protectors there, and you may be able to see on the mask there that there are vent holes there, so you're not going to have to line it to get the 2 black marks. And forget a multicolored C plate, you're also going to get 2 colors on the E. The red here looks to be the same as the A plate, unless my visual acuity is not all that good. A big shield part again there, I'm looking forward to seeing how that whole thing goes together, and the little details like the V and the goatee. Into the business end, with the F and G plates being the gray for the inside and outside. Again, the hallmark of the Strike is that it's got some of its frame on the outside, and I think that this color is going to come across looking really good, and a lot of small parts. You're going to see that a lot of these are going to be used in the Aile backpack, but a lot of them are going to show through on the actual body itself. Finally, here's the G plate with some of the things that you're going to use in the neck and cockpit, and again, those shoulders, and maybe somebody can correct me, but I think the 1/100th Strike The old non-grade did not have the ability to have those move around. One of the first things I do when I get a kit like this is I take a look at the names of all of the plates, and this one just says Real Grade 1 1/44th Strike Gundam throughout. It never mentions Aile, and I was looking for indications that we're going to get the sword or something like that in the future, but these plates are pretty solid, which means that the Aile may be the only one. However, there are some indications, the beam rifle is totally separate. It can be pulled off during the printing process. Things like that, so maybe we are going to get stuffs, but the way they've got this all incorporated into nice sheets like this, it would take a lot of effort to get the sword or launch out of that. I do not know if there's anything that Bandai could do to make these stickers any better than they already do. You're going to get a ton of silver parts here, all nicely labeled. Then you're going to get two different kinds of gold. These are familiar for anybody who's built Amuro's Gundam, on the elbows and on the joints on the legs probably. And then these different color gold are going to go on the shield. Looks like translucent eyes there if you want to use the piping, or you can just pull out these gold eyes and put them directly on, and a whole bunch of other stuff, including the 110 Omni stuff. Basically anything that you're going to need to make this 1 1/44th kit look rich. The manuals have come so far with these real grades. I love them compared to the old ones from the 90s, and especially master grades like GPO2A. Terrible. MS Advanced Joints are going to lead to a table of contents type page, how to cut everything off, put on the eye stickers, put the ankles together, do's and don'ts for cutting things off, and again, look how solid those plates are. But every once in a while you're going to get something that looks easily removable, so launcher, sword, who knows? Inside you're going to get some story, its relationship with the duel and the Aegis. Look at that pose, right off the perfect grade box almost, with the joints, realistic details by putting on there. And it's nice that you're going to get every once in a while color splash pages, not just in the middle. And even on the pages that aren't like that, you're going to get a third color, the red here, which is telling you everything to be careful of, because some of these are going to have some very fine details when you're putting them together. No problem if you read the directions, but look at that bend mechanism in the leg. There's the legs, the waist, the arms, including the shoulders. Great to see that gray inner frame on the shoulders themselves. The arms, how to cut off the elbows and do all of that properly. And then when you look inside, it's going to talk about the phase shift armor, the color split parts, how they were able to put the yellow inside the red there, and the strike pack just having its different colors of red, which is great. The weapons, it's going to have its beam rifle, the beam shield, the beam sabers, the Vulcans, and what is that? The armored Schneider combat knife. Gotcha. Then you're going to have down here the body parts as you put all that together. Moving on to the back, you're going to get the Aile Striker pack, and then it's going to talk about what the Striker pack system is, including pictures of the Master Grade launcher and sword there. Then it's going to talk about the Gundam itself, the Aile Striker, and the Sky Grasper. This is showing the perfect grade version. I don't expect to get one of those in 1 1/44th. How to put the whole thing together, including the beam sabers, put those in the hand, and if you've lost manipulators with one of your previous real grades, 700 yen, you can't just order the parts, you have to order the whole B-plate, so everybody be careful and remember, Japan only. And back here, I like this, not only are they telling you the number of the sticker that you're putting on, but they actually show you a cutout of the sticker, so there will be no mistaking as you're trying to make this look as good as possible. That ends the first part of the fun for me, taking a look at all the details and the manuals and the plates and how Bandai put this whole thing together. But the next fun is putting this whole thing together. So everybody stay tuned for the full review and see whether this is going to be worth the high cost it would cost to import. Everybody, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for lots more Gundam dailies and reviews. Gundam.tk. As always, let me know what you think of the video down below. Like if you do, and subscribe if you don't want to miss any other videos. Thanks for watching. See ya. Like a boss.